See that? I'm just saying, baby.
Matter of fact, you go to one of them houses that's for sale. In the hills or something. Go to the big HQ. I got my phone on the show. Matter of fact, just go to this one here for sale. Because it'll be easier for the police to sit outside there if you already don't sit outside there. But we definitely don't get another one to see. Matter of fact, just go to the big HQ.
What a sight, a sky-high perspective of the beautiful city of New Orleans. Let's see some of the numbers here for Kristaps Porzingis.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Bagley. Then it's TJ Warren. Then there's Hayes. And it's Cunningham in at the 2-guard spot. And for New Orleans, Harrison out there with McCollum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Williamson in at the 4-man position. 2 of the NBA's elite teams meeting up here tonight, Chris. A lot of people think they'll see each other in the playoffs. That adds an element of intrigue in this one.
You're right, Kevin. Absolutely right. I mean, you know these teams have the big picture in mind. They're thinking about that potential playoff matchup down the road.
Here's Harrison, covered by Hayes. And that one's good, Harrison.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Now here's Hayes. Pass to Warren. High post try. Detroit getting another chance here. From outside, off the mark. New Orleans with the ball. In the corner, George with it. Back to Harrison. To the inside, Williamson. And the dunk by Williamson.
I mean, big finish by Zion. Expect him to spend a lot of time at the rim throughout his career.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And New Orleans pushing it up now. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
They're finding every shot they've wanted so far. Perfect 3-for-3 start.
Pelicans shooting their first free throw of the night.
First personal foul, teams first. Harrison. One shot.
That free throw good from Harrison. Here's Hayes. 14 points from him the last game against Indiana. Pass to Porzingis. Back to Hayes. Shot to stop the run. He can't get it to go. And New Orleans will come the other way. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
And when the bench steps up, it takes pressure off the starters. And they stepped up big in that game.
Here is Cunningham. 17 points for him last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And look, it was more than his scoring. He was dominant on D. His steal numbers for that game were crazy.
The Pistons shooting their first free throws here tonight.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws. 81% as a team.
Hayes hits them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. McCollum outside. Back to Harrison. Fires for 3. Rebound, Detroit. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I mean, their execution at times was flawless, but they also made some mistakes that ultimately did them in.
Tough to win games like that on the road, even with all the great work they did.
It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Bagley.
And still a ton of upside for Marvin Bagley. Talk about what you see.
Well, Jay, I see an agile, quick player off of the floor. I mean, we know he can play in the paint. I'm just interested in seeing how well he starts to stretch the game and become a 3-level scorer. And that's just the activity on the defensive end. I love it when Bagley goes after rejections. It helps fire him up.
Now here's Hayes. He's guarded closely. The 3 from Warren. It's hauled in by Zubats.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Dwayne Casey and I got a chance to talk for just a bit. Zion Williamson's ability to make those big plays that turn momentum in games is a concern. Coach said Zion's teammates and fans get so fired up, you can literally feel the energy shift. We have to be ready to beat back those surges. That's going to be hard, Kevin. Zion keeps coming, and that keeps his fans in the game. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Out left to the wing. Here's Harrison. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just...
Yo.
Big finish by Zion. Expect.
Yo.
deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. On the court for the Pistons, Bogdanovich out there with Warren. Then there's Hayes, and it's ABC, and it's Porzingis in at the 5 down low.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change. Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
Back to Hayes. Warren. And Warren able to finish. Warren's got his first 2 points of the night.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Here's Harrison. He's covered by Bogdanovich. It's deflected. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for the Pelicans. And a switcher also for Detroit. Bagley's checked in. Here's Harrison. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
And Chris, big shot makers really stand out this time of year. Is clutch play something that can be taught, or do you have to be born with that trait?
You know, I'm not sure. You know, for me, I think it's something that you're born with. You got to want that shot. You got to not care about the ones you could miss, but only think about the ones you could make. And so I definitely think you need to have skill, but wanting it, I think that's something that you're born with.
From deep, George. Bagley with the rebound. Pistons trailed by 13. And Porzingis, here we go. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And at 7-3, Porzingis could have been just another big, but he defies expectations. He's got such an impressive array of abilities. And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
And that one's good, Williamson.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Hayes up top. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. 6 to shoot. The 3 from Warren. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
A strong D on the perimeter. That's how you got to play him.
Here's Harrison. And that one is hammered home.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Rob. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
I appreciate the aggression, but that's already his second foul. He's got to play it a little safer now.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And so it's New Orleans looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you guys are down right now. How do you get back into the game?
Well, the thing about it is we got to have some want-to, some defensive toughness, some grit. We're not playing with that. I saw none of that in our first few minutes of the game. I've got to see some focus and some fire.
I know you'll look out for it, Case. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
Right out of the gates, it was New Orleans setting the tone. They went to work early at both ends of the floor, going on a 9-0 run to jump out in front. Hard to find much fault with what they did in the first quarter. Their lead was 14 by the end of the period. The second quarter was bump and grind, but they still ultimately looked in control of the game. And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, the captain has been exceptional here, guys.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And that's somewhat of a surprise, but he's been really patient and unselfish.
Williamson out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's McCollum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Harrison in at the point guard position. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Clock is at 3. Porzingis can't hit.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
New Orleans moving the ball around. George, no good. Pistons trailed by 13. Hayes with it. Now defended by McCollum. And Hayes kicks to Warren. And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
That's his 3rd personal foul.
Here's Bagley.
Impacting the game now at both ends. Zion moves his feet well and can change directions and close out on shooting.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin. Bojan Bogdanovic was a pro in Europe for a decade before he joined the NBA. And the Croatian sharpshooter says, a lot of players who are happy over there, but I wanted to have another challenge, to play against the best in the world. That was the only thing that was important to me. Guys, he's lived up to that promise.
He loves that challenge, and he's having success. D.A., thank you. Porzingis with the steal. The 3. Detroit, no good that time either.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout. It's just to try to settle things down.
And it's Cunningham with the ball for the Pistons. Searching for that first bucket here in the 3rd. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket. Ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
And he makes that one.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. Most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me, oh, what a beautiful point.
The intensity, did you see that? Great.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Well, they're playing well as a unit, taking shots they know they can make and building this lead.
Outside Warren. Left side, Porzingis. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Here's Harrison. 21 points in the game. And he elevates for the slam dunk, and Marvin Bagley did not like that.
And that dunk reverberated throughout this entire building.
It sure did. Up high and down hard on the windmill flush. For Detroit, they've got a paltry 0 of 6 to begin the 3rd quarter. What a terrible start to the half. Ivy passes to Bay. Outside, Porzingis. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Cunningham. Pass to Ivy. Kicks to Cunningham. Dishes to Ivy. Tries again. Cunningham's shot is off.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's something that happens to every team. You just have to ride it out, play your hardest, and live with the results.
2 minutes left.
Here's Ivy. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And here are the Pelicans. They've picked up 11 straight. Slammed home, and they call the foul. He's headed to the stripe for one more.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Bogdanovich is checked in for Cunningham. That free throw good from Harrison. 1:49 left in the third. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
Skinny is checked in for the Pistons. There's the steal. 1:39 left to play here in the third.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
And boy, what a much-needed bucket there. Ends a 16-0 run by the Pelicans.
One of the few guys in the league who make a lead pass like that. Oh, just a fantastic look.
And the pass to Ivy. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. Williamson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Picked his pocket. Unhindered, going all the way. Here's Ivy. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And this is his second trip to the line in the game. He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good. And here are the Pelicans. They're on an 18-3 run. And finished off by Williamson.
This is what many fans came here to see. Williamson, at his size, with his speed, so unique in his style, his grace. This is unbelievable.
Pass to Bay. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Zion Williamson. He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1. And he knocks down the first one. New Orleans making a switch here. Crawford's checked in. And a switch here also for Detroit. Hayes, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. New Orleans has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Harrison passes to Williamson. Back to Harrison. Here's Williamson. The 3. Drills it from outside. Williamson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Nice rhythm. Nice release. Williamson is making strides with the jumper.
Here's Ivy. Good D by Williamson. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans, leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We've got more in store for you right after this. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
All we got to do is move the basketball. The ball will find the right person. All right? Get it from side to side. Don't force it.
Greg, you can tell he wants his guys to work hard. A platoon swap here for New Orleans. A different look here for Detroit. And so it's Bagley with it. He brings it up for the Pistons. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. We've got Cunningham. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Marvin Bagley. Then it's T.J. Warren. And it's Bay in at the shooting guard position. Back to McCollum. Passes it to Harrison. There's the double team with Warren. Stolen by Warren. He dishes it to Cunningham. Pass to Porzingis. For three. Bangs home the trifecta.
He's ramped up his game in a big way this quarter. I don't think he likes it when they're trailing.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Harrison. Outside for George. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. George has got 6 here in this quarter. The Pistons on offense. They're on a 16-6 run. Stolen by McCollum. Floats it up for Williamson. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, he's the perfect alley-oop partner. Zion showing the lift. How about his hands? And then we all know how it ends.
The pass to Bay. Right side Warren. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the layup falls.
Showing some assertiveness inside. Warren knows you can't beat the defense if you play scared.
Here's Harrison. And he goes in for the dunk.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Pelicans.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought. An all-around different look here for Detroit. ABC's checked in for Bagley. And Bogdanovich is subbed in for Hayes. Harrison scanning the floor. Crawford outside. And he lobs it up toward the rim, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
That's the dagger. You could tell they wanted that one. I know that seals the deal.
Porzingis at the elbow. Over Daniels, takes the elbow jumper and drains it.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they want.
And the dunk by Williamson.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, you know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
Here's Cunningham. Good.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And so the Pelicans now can just hold on to the ball. Here's Harrison, and he dunks it down.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Here is Cunningham. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Owens, this is Kevin.
Still is my MVP to lose.
UK Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
A stunning view of the moon over our broadcast location tonight in Dallas, Texas. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Paul George.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. McCollum is out there with Harrison. Then there's Williamson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubac in at the center. And for Dallas, Green is out there with Davis Bertans. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then there's Flash. And it's Wood in at the center, locking down the middle. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Here's the power on that throwdown.
Goodness. That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
He's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
Here's Doncic. The Pelicans make their last shot. Six on the shot clock. It's hauled in by Zubac. Doncic is gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Now, here's Doncic. In the game against Chicago, very impressive.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Here's Harrison. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. And the powerful one-handed slam.
It puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
Harrison.
That's his first personal foul. Shots.
And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Wood, he's checked in for Zeller. Davis Bertans comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Green, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Flash is subbed in for Dinwiddie. We've got Wood. Doncic out there with Flash. Then there's Davis Bertans. And it's Green in at the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. The shot by Harrison, no good.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
The Pelicans have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. It's good. And that's now 11 points for the captain.
Well, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Here's Wood, and finished off by Wood.
Tell you what, for a young player, Doncic has already shown tremendous skill and feel for the game. Beautiful floor awareness there.
Oh, what a play!
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Well, I tell you what, guys, the young kids like to say, that's doing too much. That falls into that category. That was too much.
Up top, Doncic. He's got 8. Now, here's Bertans. Hardy. They get it back. Got a hand on it.
Yeah, you know, guys, this has been far from his best game. A disappointing outing for both him and the team.
And down it goes, jamming that one home.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Yep, it goes in, and the Pelican lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Doncic. Here's Harrison.
Oh, yes, sir. Come on, bring it.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Here's Harrison, guarded by Doncic, and a wide-open look for McCollum. Drills the three-pointer. McCollum's got the lead up to 12 now for New Orleans. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
Playoff seeding so important here. Let's have a look out west. Look at New Orleans. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And, of course, Dallas, they're right in 5th place.
And, you know, for the Mavericks, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
Harrison offline with his three. Mavericks trailed by 12. Here's Bertanis, and off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Harrison scanning the floor. That shot misses. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. And Christian Wood, undrafted in 2015 out of UNLV. Wait a minute, that's your alma mater. Hey, talk about his game. What do you like about Christian Wood's game?
Well, first I'll start with he went to UNLV. He's long, he's lean. I think he really fits the modern NBA as a small ball center. Able to hold his own on.
Timeout call here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
Adjustments are a part of the game.
And so it's New Orleans. 13 points up at the end of the period. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. Back to the action after this word.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching a competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. They had a 4-point advantage at the end of the period. The second quarter got a lot more exciting for them as they were putting up big numbers and find themselves way out in front here at the half. What did you think, Shaq, about New Orleans?
Well, it's a nice, patient offense they're running tonight. They're not forcing shots. They're waiting for the good ones. And as efficient as they've been, no wonder they're in front.
Kenny, how do you think Dallas played?
Their rebounding was an issue. I don't think that they showed the toughness that they need. It'll be a focus for them in the second half, I'm sure. They need to extend.
And that's a wrap with the third quarter.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You know, the captain has been exceptional here, guys.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. We've got C.J. McCollum, Williamson out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's the captain, and it's George in at the 3 spot. Here's Harrison. Dishes it to Williamson. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. And here's Green outside. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Floats it up for Williamson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And this is what we came to see, right? Go ahead, Zion. Do your thing on the alley-oop.
Here's Flash. He's guarded by McCollum. Here's Green. That doesn't go either for Green.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more.
Oh, my goodness!
Oh, yeah!
What a play!
Already such a well-coordinated athlete for his size and age. Williamson bringing down the house.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Doncic. Dallas again missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Doncic outside. Cranes the three-pointer. Doncic has got 15 points.
Boy, you better get out there on this guy. Doncic is prime time for real from that three-point line.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Here's Harrison, and it's in there. Harrison's got 20 points.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
The play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Hardy passes to Bertans. Here's Wood. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Harrison kicks to McCollum. Wing shot on the way. And that one goes long. Mavericks trailed by 16. Here's Flash. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
It's hauled in by Wood. Here's Flash. Green deciding where to go with it. The pass to Hardy. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, getting everything he possibly could out of that play.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Zeller comes in for Bertans, and Dinwiddie subbed in for Green. Greg, you're the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
Dallas calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
A different look for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Wood. Hardaway is subbed in for Flash. To the paint. They swipe it. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Harrison. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Luka Doncic.
Shooting for New Orleans. Harrison. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Doncic. 15 points in the game. Inside. Will it go? And there's Zeller. That's good on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And Dinwiddie over to help. It's tipped and stolen by Zeller. The finish finishes the break with a slam.
Well, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball, bringing it up now for the Mavericks. It's a 16-point game. And a fast break now for the Pelicans.
Oh, man.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's Doncic, and that one drops for him. Doncic has got 5 points now this quarter.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Here's Harrison. Dinwiddie covering. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
He is delivering a lot of room service dimes tonight. One sweet one after another.
Here's
goodness!
Where did that come from?
Oh,
That was beautiful.
what a punch.
And so it's Dallas with it. Dinwiddie outside. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making a explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Harrison, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
And Doncic throws it down.
Boy, Luka Doncic, such an all-around skill set. I mean, the defense having a real hard time containing him tonight.
With one on the clock, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Pelicans ahead. They lead by 18. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And there have been on the Mavericks with some changes. Christian Woods checked in for Cody Zeller. Flash comes in for Green. And Doncic is subbed in for Thomas. The free throw drops for Dinwiddie.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
Davis Bertans up there with Flash. Then there's Doncic. Then it's Christian Wood. And it's Dinwiddie in at the one. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much-needed asset.
Here's Doncic. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Doncic, because he's so skilled and so savvy, he does a nice job forcing the defense into tough spots when they're guarding.
All free throws good from Doncic. Pelicans leading by 12. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And that one drops.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Doncic has got 25 points in the game.
Well, I love watching Doncic go to work there. Assertiveness is the key, and that's part of why he's so successful.
And the dunk by Williamson.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry.
Well, you need both to make it special, and they pulled it off just right.
Here's Harrison. Bertans defending, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think.
Without question, a crowd pleaser to the 10th degree.
Wood finds Doncic. Pass to Bertans. Back to Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Boy, showing you some power there, fellas. I mean, nice to see Doncic get up and drop it in with force that time.
Doncic comes with the double team. Back to Harrison. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for New Orleans.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And reaching an impressive milestone on the year, this will be win number 60. And guys, they have played so well this season. I think pretty much any given night, they've come in with that swagger and attitude, and they've really backed it up.
Wow, they finished the season series undefeated, 4 games, 4 wins, really asserting their dominance.
Well, they're going to finish, like you said, 4-0 against them, and you're right, very impressive.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for the captain.
A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Crawford's checked in. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D. And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
Back to Harrison, and stolen by Zeller. And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
And that was the last thing they needed now.
A 3 off the inbound, missed.
Boy, Doncic showing some nice energy there, challenging that shot on defense. Well done.
So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Hey, Kevin, thanks very much. Paul, you guys dialed up the defense in this one. What were some of the adjustments you made?
Well, we're starting to pressure up. You know, we're starting to use our hands.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
New Orleans fans, get on your feet for the starting lineup for your New Orleans Pelicans! Starting at center, at 7 foot 0 inches, number 40, Ivica Zubac. At shooting guard, at 6 foot 3 inches, number 3, CJ McCollum.
Welcome, everyone. All right, a chance to check out stats for LeBron James.
And a promising trend this month is the rise in his effective field goal percentage. He's showing a lot of smarts. Shot selection has been tremendous, and it's helped his numbers a ton.
And now the Lakers starting group. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Then it's Corey Joseph. And then there's Steven Adams. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard. And for the Pelicans, we've got Williamson. Harrison out there with C.J. McCollum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. Here's Harrison. From deep. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Here is Forbes. Covered by Williamson. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Lakers shooting their first free throw of the game. And I imagine this is a really tough stretch of the season for teams that, Steve, are on the outside of the playoff picture.
It is, Kevin. But no player in this league should quit on the season. There's a lot you can do on working on your individual and team chemistry and team camaraderie for the next season.
The Pelicans shooting their first free throw of the game here.
Harrison.
That free throw good from Harrison. Here's LeBron. Pass to Davis. Adams outside. Now the pass to James. No good with the triple. Here's Harrison. He's coming off a 25-point game against Minnesota.
And it wasn't just the scoring. He also impacted the game on the glass. He went
That was nice. Oh, the spinorama. Do you know what kind of athlete you have to be to pull off that 360?
Oh, remarkable, Greg. Truly remarkable. The drive by James and the dunk by James.
Somebody's got to rotate over, but who wants to step in front of LeBron?
You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, GA, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. I like the pace for them on offense.
Passes it to Zubac. Back to Harrison. Zubac trying to break loose. Great D that time from James. The Lakers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. The shot by Joseph, no good. And so it's Williamson with it. He brings it up for the Pelicans. George with the bucket.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Davis kicks to Joseph. Got a piece of it. Here's Harrison. 7 points in the game. And here's McCollum for 3. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Here is Forbes. Zubac's defending. Here's Adams. Keeps it alive. And it's Adams on the follow.
They have to put a body on Adams. He's too good of an offensive rebounder to not pay attention.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Los Angeles' head coach gave me a few minutes. He and his assistants are trying to figure out ways to run Paul George off of the three-point line. Coach said even though George is a good passer, he's an elite shooter. We'd rather force him into making plays for others. This is the kind of problem that a superstar presents every night. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here.
And as fans and broadcasters, we're not permitted to hear the specifics in these huddles.
No, we're left to infer from the adjustments we see on the floor.
So both teams changing it up here. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You take a look at the Thunder. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
I think for New Orleans, they've just crushed expectations all season long. Only a few people thought they could sustain this level of excellence, but here they are.
Look, that's in his range, but he had a defender right up in his chest.
It's tipped. On the wing, Lamb. He's covered by Daniels. Outside, Lamb. Pass to Fisher. Launches it. It's deflected. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Here's Baisley. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Utah.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
And here we go. Fast break. Williamson's got it. It's deflected. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. 1:46 left in the first quarter.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Harrison. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
No doubt, Greg, you were known being a gritty, in-your-face defender, and when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul, I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. And he jams it with authority.
Guys, we had to take flight to get to this game tonight, but here's a guy who simply takes flight and flies at will on the basketball court. I mean, it's pretty surreal to watch a guy who can elevate to that level.
Now here's Lamb. He's tightly guarded. Pelicans leading by 9. Harrison passes to Williamson. Back to Harrison. Down low. And the dunk by Williamson.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
This has been a beatdown right here, possibly over before it began.
Here's Okeke. Last game we saw him score 13. Harrison with the rebound.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
That one good for 2.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Now here's Lamb. No points in the game yet for him. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Lakers shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. A platoon swap here for New Orleans. James dishes to Joseph. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Joseph's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And that's a nice pass. The patience of LeBron to let the play develop.
New Orleans leading by 15. They've got Paul George. Williamson out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's the captain, and it's McCollum in at the shooting guard position. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. 3 on the clock. Nobody near George. No good on the triple.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball.
And for everything that Anthony Davis does on the floor, you can't forget about his defense. Still an elite level defender, guards multiple positions and turns away a number of shots.
It's stolen. And New Orleans pushing it up now. And George with the stuff.
I mean, he is explosive with his leaping ability. Paul George is well versed in finishing above the rim.
Joseph, the pass to LeBron. To the middle. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. LeBron's got 4 points now in the quarter. And Davis gets a lot of blocks without getting in foul trouble. About a 1-to-1 ratio for him in his career.
Incredible. And he's done a great job of learning how to go straight up, playing vertical. Gets blocks but doesn't get pulled out of position. Does everything you want from a defensive anchor.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Pass to Harrison. Second chance shot. Outside for George. With the clock winding down, and he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
Daniels is checked in for McCollum. And then for Los Angeles, Beasley's checked in. And Fisher subbed in for Bryn Forbes. 34 seconds left now here in the second. Here's Fisher. He's covered by Daniels. Fisher can't hit.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Effort's been there. Check mark. The physicality. Check mark. They set the tone for this game early on.
Harrison scanning the floor. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
And so it's New Orleans closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll return shortly.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's New Orleans in control. They are in blowout territory, leading by 20. Kenny, how'd you feel about it?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
Well, there wasn't much flow in that offense, that's for sure. Guys were forcing shots, not using their teammates. Look, if they're going to make any noise in the second half, they need to shoot the ball better. And it starts with ball movement and shot selection.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, the captain has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
So for the Lakers right now, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. And then there's Steven Adams. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Forbes in at the two-guard spot.
Not the last time we'll see that. Adams is so powerful and loves to take it to the defense.
It seems like every team, Greg, needs that one enforcer, that one guy who's going to get under opponent's skin.
Well, in one poll of coaches and players, Adams was voted the second dirtiest player in the league. One guy said he's real physical, but...
Oh, that was something else!
That was nasty.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
Davis finds Adams. And there's the pass to Forbes. Pulls it from the elbow. Harrison with the rebound. Harrison's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
ABC's checked in for New Orleans. Los Angeles making a switch here. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Here's Harrison. Off target from outside. Lakers trailed by 21. Here is Forbes. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Five on the clock. Passes to Davis. This one for 3. Los Angeles with another miss.
Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. Here is Forbes. He is guarded by McCollum.
Missed 4 straight shots now. At one point, do you have to call a timeout and regroup? Nearly unstoppable. No matter where the pass is delivered, Zion will go up and get it.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Timeout called the Lakers. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the 1 pick or the 2nd pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, both teams deciding to change it up. .105 left in the third quarter of the game. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
Well, it's a players' league, but certainly coaching has its place.
Yeah, if that weren't the case, you wouldn't see so many coaching changes in the offseason.
And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for LeBron James.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change. Whoa, just climbing the ladder for that 360. Stupendous hop.
Yeah, Greg, he was sky high on that finish. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for Los Angeles. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Yep, it counts.
Good job of getting a high percentage look. Davis knows how to put himself in position to attack.
Here's Harrison. He's covered by Fisher. And George kicks to Daniels. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And at a certain point, you just have to look to someone else to score for you.
Here's Fisher. Misses the 3.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
1 second left, and that's going to do it. Some good defense down the stretch to end the quarter. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Their defensive mindset clearly focused on clamping down on LeBron James, and their game plan is working. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Whatever the offense requires, that has to be your mindset. Always thinking team first.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Williamson out there with Paul George. Then there's Slim. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Harrison in at the point. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. To Davis. And he lays it straight in.
You see the weight that AD's added to his frame over the years. Now invites contact.
Pass to Daniels. It's stolen by Davis. And now here's Davis, the fast break opportunity. Joseph, that's good.
Tremendous effort getting the steal, then getting the ball up the court.
You know what? We see this time and time again. Turnovers lead to a break and then points at the other end.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrap.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Williamson right side. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. And then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Sacramento Kings.
And in that matchup with the Pistons, you know they're going to be amped up for that one. And they'll need to be. That's going to be one tough game for that group.
From deep three-point range, rebound the Lakers. Davis has got his 6th rebound on the night. He dishes it to Joseph. Floats it up for Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
What a beautiful play, and it was great timing. Then the athletic finish by AD.
Here's Harrison. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And the first one drops. And the Pelicans making a change here. McCollum's checked in. And the Lakers also making a switch. James is checked in. Lakers trailed by 20. From outside the arc. That shot missing. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Here's Harrison. And the shot goes in. Harrison's got 9 points in the quarter.
These are big buckets. He's been instrumental in helping them try to close out this game.
On the wing, James. Defended by George. Looking to end his cold spell, and a missed layup.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
Back to Harrison. Floats it up for Williamson. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And Adams kicks to Joseph. The second chance effort. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the first one at the line is good. And Joseph drops them both. A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Here's Harrison. The first one falls. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Floats it up for Williamson. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
It's been tremendous job of play calling and execution. They just continue to increase this lead.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
He has taken it upon himself to score the ball as much as possible for his team. He's not looking to pass it right now.
.143 left here in the fourth quarter. The shot by Joseph, no good. New Orleans with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. And the dunk by Williamson. Lakers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Here's Forbes. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Zubac has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for New Orleans.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And you have to love the effort this team plays with night in and night out, win after win this year, and they have earned it. Tonight will make it 62 wins on the year for them.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for the captain.
I'll tell you, his shot blocking made a big impact. Whether it was on the ball or rotating over to help, he provided the intimidation factor this defense needed.
There's 37 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Pass to Thibault. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Davis looking for an opening. On the wing, James. And James throws it down.
The power of LeBron. Even if you tried to give the hard foul, he'll go right through you.
Free throw good, LeBron. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Here's Harrison. No good there. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.